And look at that. Yes. Looks like we're starting directly on time today. Jeez. Fish. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, wherever you are in the world. We're on episode 73. Let's go. Yes, as Julian Gonzalez said right there, let's go. Gabriel, let me see, who's that? Pirvuletu. Let's go. So, yeah, thank you for tuning on in. We're going to be going and having a good conversation today with someone that is a fellow Canadian for me here. Yes. Episode 73, Beyond the Beats. It's your boy Scott Jackson right here, live and direct on Swissbeatbox. We're joined today with, let me see here, Mr. Remy Joffre, representing for that clip server all day, every day. Representing as well for Relouche Game with his boy Galouche.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the artist formerly known as Sugar Sheep. Give it up for the one, the only, RIME.
Yeah, oh my god, you dig that. Okay. I never heard that in a while.
It's been a little bit, but we here. This is Beyond the Beats. We're going to go and find out stuff about you, my friend, and try to make sure you represent. I like that name, though, to start off. Sugar Sheep. I like that.
Yeah. It was because of my hair, basically. That's another story.
Hey, we can get into that, too. So thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate you jumping on here. And there's a lot of questions I have today to go and ask you. I want to get into stuff about the clip. I want to get more stuff about projects you're working on, different things that you've been doing, and talk about your progression, how you got into beatboxing. But before we start, do you feel like doing a little showcase to hit us off on the right note to go and start this thing with a bang?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Alright, then you already know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, Beyond the Beats, we are live and direct with RIME. He's setting his camera, gonna go and change it on over so you can see what he's doing with that loop station.
Yeah.
But you already know what to do if you're sitting at home. I say the 3, y'all say the 2 and the 1. It's RIME time. In 3. go. Starting off with the slap up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ooh la la. Man's been stepping it up during the quarantine, and you've been looping for a while, man, but like been stepping it up and stepping it up and stepping it up, and everything from quality to production value to everything in about it, man. And yo, killing it.
Thank you.
To start off, when you talk about Loopstation, you did an interview on CBC Radio back in 2019 when you after winning the Canadian champs, and the translation might be a little bit lost when it comes, because there always is when it goes French to English and every time I translate stuff. But you said the Loopstation is not just limited to a vocal performance. Pedal loop stations that you can play to use guitar, synth, or any type of electronic instrument can be manipulated as such. So the way that you approach it is, you have the beatbox skill, you have the vocal skill, but it's more about mastering the machine more and more and more as time goes on. I think that's what I was taking away from that quote. And I just want to ask your opinion in general, that I've asked to a lot of loopers recently. How do you see that the world of looping is going to continue to progress? Do you think it's going to be people going further and further with the technology, further and further knowing and understanding the machine? Or do you think that it's going to revert maybe back to more showing solo beatbox skills being looped? Which way do you see it going in your opinion?
Like most of the time I heard people saying like second devices are killing like the original vocal performance of the loop station, or there is other argument about that. And for me, by doing what we do on Clip, we will talk about that later, I think, I saw many different, like I saw different artists, and that's cool because we have artists that keep to that simple, beatbox skills and vocal skills with not that many effects, like MB14, for example, with only reverb and, not that much effect, just DQ for the drums and like the basics. And we also have loopers that really use the technology to, like do their music, the music they want to show. And I think that's really interesting to have different type of loopers now, even if it's still vocal, like a looper with an LX and a looper with only 505 that will do vocals will sound completely different, but that's still the same art in a way. I don't know if you get what I mean. So I think with the MK2 coming, we'll still see some vocal loopers just showing their beatbox skill and vocal skills, and we'll still have loopers like really technical one that will use machine like second devices, just because the music they want to show, they need those devices to make their music. I don't know if I'm clear here, but yeah.
No, it makes sense to me. And speaking of one device, multiple device, and that whole thing that's been kind of going on since it's been introduced, I know that there is a single RC505 Loopstation battle that you guys are putting on, called Only 505 Loopstation Battle. It's actually going down October 2nd. You're the event manager of it, and this is on the Clip server. So could you kind of speak more about what's happening with that, when people can, what people can expect from the Only 505 Clip server beatbox battle?
So basically for that battle, I was thinking with Bonzo. He is the Belgium Loopstation Champion. He's also part of the Clip team. And we are thinking about like the fact that a lot of people were asking for that, like starving for Only 505 battle to come back again, because I think the last time we saw that was in GBB 2018. And since then, there is second devices in every competition, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe some national competitions still only doing Only 505, but mostly there is second devices everywhere. So for us, it was a good time to just, get back to the Only 505 and see what people can do with Only 505 in a battle. Maybe if there is some loopers that are on second device that want to join the competition, see if they can keep up with Only 505 as well. So that was a really good thing. Like we really think about that, like in July. And when we saw the MK2 announcement. We are like, that's also very good because that can be like a tribute to the MK1 before the release of the MK2. So like the timing was perfect. And yeah, for now, like I'm judging the wildcards and there is a lot of new faces and I'm really happy with that. Like there is some really good surprises. Like from the Spain community, there is some new French loopers in the competition. From USA, like it's really good because with Clip now we are aiming an international scene. Like we have people from Japan, from USA, from France, from all over the world. So yeah, that's great. And if some people still want to apply, there is like maybe 3 hours left. Like the deadline is tonight. So yeah, if you want to send a wildcard, it's 3 to 4 minutes. We need to see your face, and there is the link to the form to apply in the Clip Loop community bio on Instagram.
Well, I'm looking forward to going and seeing that. And it's cool to go and have kind of bring back, quote unquote, it's weird, but an RC505 almost be considered now old school when it's used by itself, you know?
Yeah.
And, do you ever think about using a second device, or are you going to be doing solo with the RC505 or wait until the Mark II comes out? And from what I'm hearing from a lot of the people in Kickback, there's a lot of stuff that it serves the purpose of that a second device has. So what do you see yourself doing personally?
Actually, like on the showcase today, yeah, I just use like a sustain pedal. So basically what it does, just that for the assigns, like you can input assigns into it. And by that, you can like have some controls like I did at the end, like the electric guitar type of thing. But that's not that much. But to be honest, it was my birthday last week. And I just purchased equipment, like I will have a second device. Yes, just because for my music, I want to like open more doors because you will say it, I think, but I'm looping for a long time now. So I want to like see new horizons in a way for my music. So it's not going to be like a big device. It's going to be a controller and a small second device. But what I can do with it is going to be very interesting. You will see.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to see what you have to go and bring with that new piece of equipment and furthering on with that. I want to also get into Clip Server. Just
Yeah.
I want you kind of go and give a plug to it and what people can expect when going there, because I know that I think if I'm not mistaken, it started in 2020. The Clip Server
Yes.
started, and
Yes.
you were an admin, and then you became event manager and part owner, if I'm not mistaken, and pushing it. So could you kind of explain why the need for the Clip Server was there, and what people can expect if they go on Discord to join the Clip Server?
Do you want me maybe to first explain how it started? I think that
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
interesting.
I would like to start from it.
So basically, the founder of it is Guru. Is the UK Loopstation Vice Champion of 2019. And so I was, and I still on the group on Facebook about like live looping and sampling created by Arthur Henry, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he's the creator of that. And Guru was sharing the Clip server. So basically, he created that with some UK friends of him that made the crew. So there is Clockworks, there is Tonker, there is Dom Tapper, there is Merc, and maybe I'm forgetting one, but I think that's about it. If I'm forgetting someone, Tonker is in the chat, so he will correct me. So like that was like the structure of it, and then they start like sharing the link to that server on some groups on Facebook. So I joined it, and when I joined it, there was only 20 people on it, and that was just basically weekly jams. We were giving us like a theme, and in a week we make a track and we showcase that, and that was about it at the beginning. So I think I joined in May 2020. I think that was that. I'm not sure, but I think it's either May or June. And then we keeping like the jam sessions going, and there was more people joining. So like MH joined like in July 2020, I think. There was Bonzo, there was Yaswid, KBA, like a lot of people joined that, and we were like around maybe 60 or 80 members around August. So we do like a friendly battle, a 2v2 thing, just for fun. And it was really fun indeed. So there was Frosty, MH, KBA, Joshua involved in that one. So that was very funny to just kind of meet up together and just do an event for fun. And after that, people keep joining. You know, after Online World, after Mad Mill, there was people joining. So we are like, we need to try to do something serious with that thing, because it started getting people from the looping community. It started being like a looping hub, like for the loop artists online. So I just come and said, yo, why not? I have an idea. I want to do like a 7 to Smoke loop station battle. And they were like, oh yeah, that can be interesting. So I just put that in place by myself. I did everything by myself. Basically, I did the design, everything. And yeah, I launched that November 3rd or something. Like, and there was no wildcards at that moment because that was really small still. So it was just open elimination. So people just DM me, like, I want to participate, and I put their name on the list. And we live streamed that on my channel November 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. And Galush won that competition. And from that, it started going crazy. I think we reached, like, we earned 100 members with only that event. And it was only live stream on my channel. So we were like, oh, that works. So we'll keep doing stuff like that. So after that, I made the team battle, and we had 2 reactors as guests. So Close to Toast and Sonic Asict. So that was a bigger event again. The winners were Epos, Sledder, Entrix, and Fern. And after that, we keep doing events, and it keep like growing again and again. And I earned experience in creating events with that. So that was really interesting for me because every event was better than the previous one. I still think like the biggest event, like the biggest change was from 7 to Smoke season 2, which was in March, and Crook 6, which was in April, because we were in sponsorship with Swissbeatbox for the first time, with the HTC, sure, and a lot of things. And there was a lot of big names in the competition. And that was the first time I think PSN came back like on a big event, because like for me, the last time I saw him was in Mad Mill 1, and then he joined Crook 6 in April 2021. After that, he just gone crazy like on the scene with his JBB wildcard and everything. So that was for me like a really good memory, like the Crook 6 when KBA in PSN won. That was a really big tournament, like the biggest one we did. Like that was a really big gap between the one from March and the one from April. And from that, we started to be like, let's do an event every 3 months, so we have the time to set everything like we want to. If we want to get sponsors, if we want to get like the money for the prizes, because it's also a thing. Like the money for the cash prizes come from our pockets. So it's kind of hard sometimes to give like big prizes because we don't have like the funds for that. And that's why we are making merch, because all the money from the merch is going into the development of clip and the cash prizes. And we found that's a good way to get funds, because people in return receive some merch from us, you know, like with our designs and stuff. So
I know what you're
yeah.
talking about with that merch game. Got that Beatbox Canada going on. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have the 10th edition one. I
Yeah, man.
didn't wear it for today. I'm
Oh
sorry,
no, no,
but
no. I like the Looney Tunes that you got rocking. It's dope.
yeah. Very nice shirt. But yeah, yeah, I still have that merch. It's still a big memory from me, like the Canadian champs.
Of course,
But
man.
yeah.
You did very well. And with the clip server, are you involved? Because I saw that they have the 5 versus 5 where you had
Mm,
they currently you were representing as a team captain on Team USA
yeah.
and you eventually went up and had a battle with Slether as the captains facing
Yeah.
off, and I believe that your team eventually won one of those, even though you ended up going back and forth with him, and he became the world champ online. So
Yes.
it's definitely a tough battle to have. But is a clip involved with the 5v5 loop battle that's going to be going on that was put on with Swissbeatbox? Because I see that your name's in there when it comes to being one of the team captains after the
Yeah.
wild card so far.
So I will explain, but basically for the first event, like the first season, I will not explain for Sensei because Sensei is behind that mostly. But like the first season was mostly to kind of test the format. Like the season 2 is like more the actual first season, if I can say that, because the first season, when I take part, I was able like to pick my teammates without wildcards. Like there was no wildcard competition. So just Sensei came to me and be like, do you want to be a captain? I was like, yeah, why not? So I just made. I was like, that can be funny to make like a North American team, but I ended up with only people from the USA in my team. So well, like that can be funny to just be called, being called like the USA team. And that was really fun because Joe Show, Galush, Enhance, even Colin. There was Micah at first in the replacement team, but he was too busy. But all those people are really good friends to me. Like I love to jam with them, playing with them some video games and stuff. So it was just really funny to do that competition with them. Um, and yeah, like Clip is not involved in the season 2. I was involved in the season 1, like for the graphics only. But for that season, he asked me, but I said I want to be only a participant because that's already a big job to be a captain, because you need to train your team for a world month. You need to help them create tracks for the event. So yeah, that's already a lot of work to put on. And also he already have a graphic designer, yeah, graphic designer for that event, which is the same as Beatbox community, and he's a really talented one. Like I really love his work. He's doing amazing. Um, um, what is the word? Portraits of beatboxers. He's doing amazing posters for events. Like he's insane. I don't know. He has a really good talent at that. So I'm really happy he picked that designer for the 5v5 season 2. But yeah, like season 2 is gonna be a lot more work for me because this is gonna be a draft from wildcards. So I will not pick my teammates from scratch. I will need like to actually pick people that send a wildcard. So maybe some of them I don't know them personally, so we'll need like to create the contact first. And yeah, that's gonna be interesting, but that's gonna be more work than the season 1, if that's clear.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you have yourself. Colin Effects calls you the greatest team captain right here, and looking
Yes.
forward to going and seeing who it is that you're going to be having on your team. And the way it works is everyone's going to put the wild cards in, then you guys do a draft, like you said. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's 6 or 8 captains. Is there?
Yeah. So to
There's 2
explain
already
that,
decided. There's Slether and yourself, and then there's
yeah,
6 other wild card spaces
yeah,
for the team captains to go and make their teams after the fact.
yeah. Slater and myself are captains because I am the vice champion. He is the champion, and then these 6 other captains gonna be picked. Like it's gonna be the top one from top 1 to top 6 wildcard winners. That's gonna be captains, basically.
So And I know that those are due. I believe the event. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, it's October 8th is when that's going down. I might be mistaken on that, but there's a full
Okay,
description for anybody that
so
wants to jump in.
yeah,
Make sure you check out the link. There's going to be for Swissbeatbox is help sponsoring the event. So make sure that all the information's on that YouTube video. So make sure you check it out if you want to be a part of that event.
yeah. So basically, just to explain quickly, 5v5 work like it's every Saturday in November, starting in November. So like the 2nd of October is gonna be like the wildcard winners results, and then the 9th of October, like the week after, it's gonna be the draft, like where we are gonna make the teams, and like in the whole month of October, we are gonna train our teammates, and the event's gonna happen during November until half of December. That is gonna be every Saturday. So like the first Saturday of November is gonna be like the quarterfinals, and then it's gonna be the semifinal, and then the final.
All right. Well, we'll see if you can go and take down,
Yeah.
get your team up there. You know, as a team captain. Going into taking a little step away of the clip and getting into how you found Beatbox and how you got into it, because from what I saw, there's a 2018 video Waves where you talked about growing up, and someone asked also. Yanni was asking if you had a real French accent, but I think it is a real French accent because you
Yes.
said that you used to live for like 11 years surfing on Reunion Island,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
La Tang Salé.
Hmm?
Terrible.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. That's almost it. Like I was living in a city more in the mountains, but like to put the context, yeah. I was born in France, like the west of France, and then when I was 7 years old, my parents decided to like move to Reunion Island, which is an island close to Madagascar, so south of Africa. And I grew up 11 years on that island. And when I was 17 years old, I decided to move to Quebec and make my life here, basically. I always been interested about Canada in general because my mother went to Canada when she was 20 years old, and she talked to me like when I was a kid and a teenager a lot about the Canada and Quebec, and she was like, if I can go back at some point, I will do. Like it was a great place and everything. Like she was talking about that like a lot. So I was like, when I was in my last year of school, I was like, I need to take a decision for my future life. And there was like um, a guy from Quebec that come into my school and saying there was a program between Reunion Island and Quebec, and they were giving us money to go study in Quebec. And when we end up like our study program, we can basically decide to stay or leave Quebec. And I decided to stay because I really like the place.
Well, I'm happy that you made the decision to stay. It's good to have you part of our community in Canada. And you went there to study 3D animation, right? Is what I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that
is
was
what I
it.
saw.
That was it.
So so again, the French accent is real for the person
Yes.
that did ask. Yanni underscore, that is a real French accent. Vraiment. my French is awful though. My French is awful. It's suspect at best, and I can't understand. So I need to go and work on that. I always say that. But so you move over, and you say you started looping after seeing MB14, and you got
Yes.
into MB14 and Sorrow, and you actually
Yes.
get the loop station in 2017. In 2017 is when you received the loop station, if I see the
It's
timeline correct.
it's 2016, June
Oh,
2016. Yeah.
oh, then I was off by one, so I only saw the first little bits of it.
Yeah.
But now, how did you end up meeting up and seeing Jiro?
Oh yeah, Giro. Oh my god. Okay. So to do the story from the beginning. So I discovered looping by seeing MB14 on The Voice France. Um, and I was like, yo, that's so cool. So to be honest, like I started studying music when I was 4 years old. um, like the singing and everything. And I first started to do trumpet um, until I was maybe 9 years old. And at 9, I stopped doing trumpets because I was having asthma. So that was also very difficult to me. Um, so I fixed that a bit, to be honest. And then I completely stopped doing music except singing. I was keep, singing in my room, in my bedroom and stuff, because that was something that I liked to do. I like singing. It's a way to express myself. So that was the thing that I kept. And yeah, 2016 was the revelation for me. When I saw MB14, I was like, yo, I want to do that. That looks really, really cool. So basically, I started Loopstation and Beatbox at the same time because I got my Loopstation when I started Beatbox. So I learned most of my sound by myself, to be honest. Except like lip rolls and stuff, I watched tutorials, but like my snare, I learned it by myself. I didn't watch any tutorials. I was just trying to replicate. Um, but yeah, like MB14 was like the biggest inspiration for me at the beginning. And so in the final of The Voice, you can have some guests with you. And he was having Barry Wham with him, like Wawad, Ritmine, and Bitness. And they talked about beatbox battles. And I was like, what is that? So I just checked on YouTube and I find out like the first ever battle I watched was MB14 versus Torsen, GBB 2016. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I didn't know that something like this exists. And so I started to try and kind of get there at some point. So like 2016 was more like the experimental year for me because I was learning beatbox and looping at the same time. And there was GBB 2017, so you already know where I'm coming. There was Saro, and I discovered him with his shout out first, like it was around October or November 2016 when he did his shout out Attendre. That was on Swissbeatbox. And I started following him before GBB, like listening to his 5 first track. And then I heard his wildcard, didn't know what a wildcard was at that at that moment. And when I saw him in GBB, I was like, yo, he's gonna win that. I didn't know the result yet, but I was like, he's gonna win that because I know he was very good. And yeah, indeed, he won that. And this is where I already started to grind on the loop station because I was really motivated to get on such a good level like this. So I started to study FX on the loop station. So I started to do like some originals on my channel. That was not it, to be honest. That was still experimental, but I was really happy with the result at that time. And then I moved to Quebec in August 2017. And when I was, so basically we do like travel to Paris and then Paris to Montreal. And when I was in Paris, I started making friends because I was 17, didn't know anybody. So I met with someone called Block, and I figured out that he was 2 times under 18 breakdance champion, European champion. I was like, okay. And then after we did the flight, when we arrived in Montreal, he come to me and he was like, yeah, Remy, check that. I find someone in the plane. His beatbox is so good. So that was Giro. And
Jeez.
I listened to that and I was like, what? And it was so good. And then he showed me like some videos and I figured out that he was in French Champ 2011. He faced Brez. He faced who what was the beatboxer he faced before? I don't remember exactly. I just remember what he showed me like the battle with Brez. And then he showed me that he was having a tag team with Kist from France as well, from Reunion Island actually as well. And it was in 2016. He was doing the tag team competition, and he lose against Zenith in the semifinals. So yeah, I just made up with a great beatboxer, and he really pushed me up as well. He listened to my loops and he was like, "You already have a talent in this, so you need to keep pushing, and yeah, keep doing it." So basically, 2018, I figured out about Great North. So I sent a wildcard. The only thing is that I was underage. I figured out that I was underage, so I wasn't able to compete, unfortunately. And then after I sent an entry for Can Champs 2018, but I figured out I was too busy with school. Basically, I was waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning going to school, and I was leaving school at 10 p.m. because there was so many things to do. I was like, I will not have the time to train, or I will not have the time to leave just to go into the battle. So I was like, you know what? I will not participate this time, but I will grind till next year, and I will win it next year.
Which you end up doing, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah.
And you'd again, I saw that you saw Jiro live and did when he did a showcase at a DJ event in 2017. And then you also do some work at Blockbox Studio and work with them there. And then going further on, the first ever wild card you did was Plasma when you were doing for a GBB 2018, and that's something that's been the private link now. You got to go and find. But you 2017 released Blackheart, which is your first song on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then you start continuing on from there in 2018, putting out Classic, a tribute to MB14, Waves, you do Mermaid, Chant Down Babylon. You go and put out a lot of different pieces. But then when 2019 comes around, you're old enough, you get into Great North, you take the Vice Championship home, you become the Montreal Loop Champ 2019, as well as taking home 2019 Canadian Loop Championship.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my biggest year, I think, in looping, to be honest.
Well, then after that, then unfortunately the whole world kind of has come to somewhat of a stop, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
But my question is, for you, when you started winning and started taking these competitions and actually getting success from it, what do you see yourself? What do you have in your sights now? So you start winning a few competitions. You have obviously now, since competitions and live events, especially here in Canada, have gone on. What do you have in your sights? Are you thinking of other battles that you'd like to be a part of? I know you tried out for Kickback and Great North, or Grand Beatbox this year. But what goals do you have for yourself, Loopstation battle wise?
Loopstation battle wise, I'm not battling that much. I'm mostly battling for fun, online specifically, because I don't know, like it's just that online I don't feel the same way that on the stage when I battle. But I love to enter small competitions because there is new faces and there is a different type of competition. And because there is not that much prizes, there is also less pressure. I don't know if that's the word, but like I feel more relaxed when I participate in those competitions. I'm more here like for fun. And if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. It's just about like having fun, sharing my music. But like if I have big goals, for sure I want to be in GBB at some point. I think that's the goal every loopers or beatboxers have, to play like on the GBB stage. I really wanted to enter Kickback because I found that format is, it's not like traditional online battles. It's like you have time to record, to prepare this for your opponent like creatively. I was finding some fun into that when I saw like Dilo and PR battling, especially like with Dilo with the the cap and stuff. That was really funny. But like, yeah, GBB for sure. I really want to try to take the Great North Battle title if I can. I know if there's going to be an edition in 2022. If so, yes. Yeah, let's hope. That's a goal of mine. And yeah, maybe try to retain my Canadian title if I can. Yeah, those are the goals I have in mind battle wise. Maybe Florida battle as well. Like I love all the concept they have with the multiverse and the one from last year. I really love like all the concepts around it. So yeah, that's about it, I would say, for the goals.
Would you ever consider attempting to get into the French championships?
I don't know if I'm allowed to, to be honest. Um, and I prefer stick to Canadian champs because I live here, basically. It's like,
Fair enough.
I don't want to take the title from France and just not living in France. I would see that as unfair, for people that actually live in France. So yeah.
That makes sense. And yeah, so I mean, there's battles to be had. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll get Great North going, depending on how stuff
I
goes,
really hope so.
especially how the Canadian government's dealing with stuff. And that's not
Yeah.
for me to go and do because I'm not a politician nor a doctor, so I don't have an opinion on
Yeah.
that matters necessarily, or I'm going to share. But I'd love to go and bring that back and Canadian champs as well. And when you speak of the kickback too, you were saying it is interesting because you put out that piece, Taisuka, Taisaku, Taisaku,
Yeah.
where you said you created the tune in one day and put it out. So you kind of already
Yes.
got yourself in that work mode of what it would have been like to go and have, I have 24 hours to respond
Yeah.
and have to build a piece. So we never know. We never know what's going to happen next. But you've had a battle with Frosty and Mad Meal as well.
Yeah.
You've had different battles. And you had Quince when you did the winter games as well on
Yes.
Beatbox games. So you've had the experience, and we'll see how stuff's gonna go, as I said, with you said online battles and then live. What about for your music that you're putting out? Do you see yourself making an album? Is there stuff you want to pursue music wise as RIME? Is there a goal to your music, that stuff you want to get to stage wise? Because I know I've seen you also put out things where you were performing at different festivals around where you live, and I
Yes.
saw a thing where you were I like working with kids as well, teaching and showing
Yeah.
the loop station to them. So what is it that personally you want to go and accomplish with your music, and things that you want to go and be able to showcase your music and your sound and your style and yourself at?
Um. Yeah, I think an EP can be a big project for me. And yeah, like in my music, I'm still searching myself. I love to do different genre, so I'm keep like trying new stuff every time. I was a lot into hip hop since 2020, like end of 2019, and since today, to be honest, because I really love hip hop, like the rap. I discovered that when I started like doing some rap session in at my school. There was some so Jiro, Block, and other friends of us that was doing like some rap freestyle. So I really dive into that with them. I started writing my own text, my own lyrics, and started like learning how to rap. So it started from there. But like music wise, I really want to play at some festivals around where I live. Of course, I really want to become like an artist in Quebec. Like that's not as a full time job, but if I can do that like on my free time, just for my pleasure and maybe extra money for myself, that's something I really want to do. I really want to release an EP. Like I said, I think an EP can be a really good project because I can do it from home. The mastering and everything. I can learn how to do that and really make something really cool. Of course, I really want to take my time. I don't want to release something I will not be happy about. But with the new devices I will have, I can tell you I will be able to create more complex music pieces that with only the 505, like I have big ideas, and that new setup is gonna help me do it. Basically, my new setup, I make it with a Bonzo because he knows a lot about the devices, and he told me like I told him what I want to do basically, and he told me you need to pick that and that, and with that you're gonna be fine to do what you want to do basically. So big ups to him.
Yeah, man.
um,
It's good to
yeah,
have people to bounce off, and especially like going back to the clip is the idea of having that server of a hub, and I feel like you
yeah,
really have your finger on the pulse of loopsing and people, and you know you said you worked with KBA before for some lessons and people just in general. It's a very supportive thing that you have going on in there, and I really do hope people go and check it out. Check out the clip server, and I need to check it out myself to go and maybe take a few lessons and up and try to go and understand how things are working. Because sometimes when I'm watching it now, I'm like my mind's always been blown, but watching it now, I'm just like, how are these people doing this? It's getting crazier and crazier every
yeah, yeah,
day.
yeah. Like
Um,
the clip server goes into help of many um loopers that stands out today, if I can be honest. Like when like I think the best example is MH. Like MH really joined Clip in July 2020, and but by that time, like for 6 months of looping, he was still really good, but he was not at the level he is today, and it's really crazy how he improved really fast in 6 months. Like I remember. Um, I still think like it was yesterday when I listened to his Online World 2020 wildcard, and when I saw his improvement when he beat Biscuit in the Mad Meal 2, I was in a call with KBA, Bonzo, and other homies like at that time, and we were like, "Yo, that sounds so clean. That sounds so good." When he did like history against Biscuit, and now he's third seed for GBB. Like, wow, that's amazing. The other example is Sledder. He joined like the 7 to Smoke 1. He joined the team battle that he won with Epos. He joined he didn't join the 7 to Smoke 2, but he joined Crook. He got first seed wildcard and got second place with Saijo. And he joined Clip Champs and he got second place again. And now he's online world champ at 15 years old. Like, that's crazy. Like, honestly, the good thing on Clip is that we are all kind to every people. Like, we are doing daily jams. Most of the time, the mods are like, yo, I'm gonna be in the vocal room and just join and start a jam. And sometimes there is only 3 people, and other times there is like 12 people jamming. Like, there is daily jams like this, and that's a good way to progress, to improve, because you show your music and you get feedbacks every day, and so every day you can come back with the same track but with improvements and improvements, and people are going to keep saying you need to maybe put more lows into your kicks, or some little details on, or just saying like on that melody you can add that pitch on your voice and that can sounds better. Like, there is a lot of things to explain, but the best thing is to leave it by yourself, by joining it and live the clip experience, if I can say that.
the clip experience. I like that a lot. Um, what else? What else can you go and just say? Because I'm seeing people also mention how much they like the clip here, but can you kind of go and just, in your opinion, because you're so heavily into it and you're into
Yeah.
the clip and you spent time online and seeing it, what makes for a good server? What makes for a good place for people to learn? You kind of dived into it there, saying that you have daily jams in a place where you can go and show your stuff and get constructive criticism. But what makes, in your opinion, a good server for people to learn in when it comes to beatboxing?
About learning, I would say if the members are like um, open to you, if they listen to you, they are here like to listen to your music and give you feedback. without being, toxic or aggressive is a big part of it. Because if you feel offended, you will not, like, let's say you join a room, you show your music, and someone say that you're not good, but in a harsh way, then you will not be convinced to come back and show your music again on that server. But if the people are like with open arm and say like, show your music and we will help you improve it, telling you what is wrong, what is right, but not harshly, like, just, you need to improve that if you want it to sound better. I think teachers as well can be good. I know that Vilain and Helici have this beatbox education going on for solo beatbox, and that's really cool program, honestly, for solo beatbox. If you're into solo beatboxing, I really recommend it. That's that's a plus, the teacher. But if you don't have teacher on the server, having people that are open to you, listening to your music and giving you feedbacks, like taking the time to really listen to it properly and giving you feedbacks. And if you come, like, sometimes I have people coming in my DMs, I cannot answer everyone because I'm busy as well, I have things to do, but once I can, I will answer them and check with them. Like, if they send me songs, I will listen to it and I will be like, yeah, you can improve that and that. That idea specifically on that part, that's really interesting. You need to push that, in my opinion. And if you take the time to answer people kindly, see what's going wrong, if something's going wrong, like, being open to them is the best way for them to learn, because they will come back for sure. Like, it's by coming back that they will improve every time.
It's that community feel, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That being said, I want to get to another part of the show. I want to go and ask you some questions here. I want to go and get into a part called Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire questions. Are you all ready? And you ready to go for this?
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, episode 73. We're here, Beyond the Beats, live and direct on Swissbeatbox. We're about to go and do Rapid Fire with RIME from Canada. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions in a rapid succession, and I want you to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind, and not to think about it too much. You have to go and think and just answer as quickly as possible. All right, once again, episode 73, Beyond the Beats. We're going to be doing with RIME. First question. Current favorite solo beatboxer?
I would say River.
Current favorite tag team?
Middle school.
Current favorite crew?
Squid.
Current favorite Loopstation artist?
That's so hard. I really love Dice recently.
What is your current favorite beatbox sound?
Inward kick.
What is your current favorite sound effects that you're using on the Loopstation?
Filter.
What is a sound you are working on and you want to get in solo beatboxing?
Spit snare.
What is your favorite video game to play currently?
Minecraft.
Who is your favorite YouTuber outside of the beatbox community?
I really love Squeezy from France.
What is your favorite food to eat?
Lebanese food.
What's the best place to eat in your city?
French, where you buy bread. Like, there is a French a boulangerie.
Okay.
It's very good.
What is your favorite Canadian food so far?
I didn't hit that much, but poutine is really good.
All right. Who would you like to face in the Canadian champs for Loopstation? Is there someone you want to battle?
I want to battle Nick again, or Chris Styles.
All right. Will you ever enter solo Canadian champs?
Maybe.
Who is somebody you'd like to battle at Great North for Loop Station?
I want to battle my boy Micah.
All right. Who do you think's gonna win the kickback battle out of the final four?
Either Joshua or KBA.
Okay. One last question I'll ask you too is who do you think's gonna win the Grand Beatbox battle Loop Station?
I really
this
think
year?
Dice has a lot of chances to win.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, right there live and direct, we're here with RIME, and that was Rapid Fire Questions. Up next, we have questions from
my friend Papuni.
Has a few questions for you. So,
My friend Papuni.
First, he wants to know if you could pick either. Then I'll even add to this one, but he wants to know who's a Loop Station artist you'd like to produce a song with. If you could pick any Loop Station artist, I know you're already working with Galouche with Ralouche Game, but outside of him, is there somebody you want to go and put a track out with or a couple tracks out with? If I said top three, I'll give you top three.
Okay, so I can say 3 loopers, right? That's really hard because there is a lot of people I want to work with. I think I'm gonna go with people that I don't talk with, so that's gonna be better, because I talk with a lot of loopers, but there is some I don't speak that much with them. So I would say, like, the big dream would be to work with someone like Saro on the track, because they are big inspiration, or MB14. But like, Dice as well can be really interesting to work with. Yeah, I would say my top 3 would be MB14, Saro, and Dice.
All right, good choices.
My friend Papuni
wants to know, outside of the beatbox community, name 3 artists you like to go and do a song with. Because I know that you've done actually a bunch of not only covers and songs, but you did something for Corias.
Yeah. Okay.
You did stuff like that, and you've done work and covered different tunes from Montreal and Quebec rappers. But who's somebody that you like to work with outside of the beatbox community?
So I think I will mostly pick Canadian artists, because that's mostly that's something that can happen, by Canadian artists. Like, the biggest one will be Simple Plan. To be honest, I think that can be really interesting to do something with them. So Corias, of course, is my favorite rapper from Quebec, like, no doubt. I really like his work. And maybe David Lee. I did a cover of him, like, at the Camp Chance 2019, and I really love his energy. Like, he has a lot of energy. I saw him live because he came at my school, and yeah, he's really, really good.
Hey, if they're listening, or you can go and send this clip to them. Go make a collaboration, make something special.
My friend Papuni
has another question. He wants to know what. Okay, there you go. If you could pick a stage to perform at, what is a stage that you want to perform at? So any stage in the world, whether it be, let's say, outside of the beatbox world. Let's take away beatbox. Okay. So is there an arena, a thing somewhere that you would be like, I want to perform there one day?
Honestly, by saying MB14, going to The Voice, I really want to try maybe at some point the Voice from Quebec.
Okay.
Maybe try to push my voice a bit more. I'm trying to get back into singing a bit more recently, so why not? Being like a loop artist in Quebec, that's never seen before in Quebec specifically. So I was like, maybe that can be something interesting to try. Also in Quebec City, I would love to do like a big festival where they always have like some people like Imagine Dragons, 21 Pilots. So maybe like do a premiere of those artists like before them. It will be such a dream. And for the last one, I don't know. I would say maybe by being original, I would say going into the biggest stage on Reunion Island, where I grew up. I think that can be very interesting. I discovered so many artists there, such as Damian Marley, he came into Reunion Island in 2017. So that can be a big stage to play on as well.
Okay, those are good goals to have.
My friend Papuni
wants to know. Well, actually, this is a good question. You kind of touched on that when you said you did your Peace Classic. In the description of the Peace Classic you did for MB14, you said that when you found beatboxing, it helped you. It helped you at school and helped you kind of find a voice and something that you could express yourself through when it came to music, and it just helped you overall to go and be able to go and do something outside of that, and helped you with being bullied at school and allowed you an outlet. So this question from Baponi, he asks, in what way has beatboxing positively affected your life?
It's because when I was young, I was a bit more fatter. Like I was not in shape like I was today. I was not in a good shape. I was not taking care of myself. And I was, treated differently from other kids. So I was being sick of that a lot, and I was really like into my own world during like I would say it's where it started like around 12 years old until maybe 16. I was really living in my own world. I was only having like really 4 closest friends in school. And that was a really hard time for me, like school when I was young, because people was not treating me like everybody else. Mostly because I was not in a good shape. So at sports, you're the last one picked and stuff like that. That was really affecting myself, my confidence and stuff. So like looping for me was really a way to express myself, start showing the world I'm capable of something. Because when I started looping, I was really not good, but I kept pushing because that was a new passion for me. I was really passionate about how you can be very creative about that. And the one that made me discover that was MB14. So for me, that song was really a tribute for him, because without seeing him on The Voice, maybe I would not be there. So that was for me a way to pay tribute to him. So looping for me is really my way of expression. Like in most of my songs, I'm trying to express my feelings, mostly in the rap I'm putting in. It's in French, so I know like most of the international scene doesn't understand. That's why in my videos I put like some traduction. But I'm trying to express myself a lot through my music, through my Loopstation pieces, because I'm a bit introverted person. I think we can say that, like I'm a bit introverted. So music for me is a good way to express myself.
It makes me happy to hear, man. Genuine, that makes me very happy, and I love the fact that beatboxing, looping, anything that gives somebody a voice, and especially when they need that, especially when they need something to inspire them, something to get them out of feeling and have something that's positive, is just, I love hearing that. So it makes me very happy that you found it and you joined our community and that you're obviously doing well with it. So good answer. Good answer.
My friend Papuni. My friend Papuni
wants to ask you if you could pick all right, if you could pick 3 people, it can be anybody.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who they are. Who are 3 people you'd like to have in your audience if you're performing?
So people that come watching me.
Yeah. If you're performing on a stage, who do you want to be sitting and watching you? Any 3 people.
Honestly, I want my father, because he is still in Reunion Island. So I'm not seeing him that much. So seeing him in a crowd and sharing for me is going to be like a big moment for me. And to be original and stay out of the family, I would say my best friend that I haven't seen since I live Reunion Island. If he can come watch me on a show, that would mean a lot for me. And also, um, I think something that could mean a lot to me as well is Jiro, I would say, because it's been a while since I talked to him, and he gave me a lot on the beatboxing side. Like, he really teach me a lot of sounds in beatboxing. He was there like to train with me maybe 3 times a week, listening to my loopstation tracks and giving me feedbacks. It's the same for Block, but because Jiro is more on the beatbox side, yeah, I would say those three, like my father, my best friend, and Jiro. I would love them to. I would love to see them in a crowd.
You wholesome, man. You wholesome. I like that. You doing it up. My last, or sorry,
My friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
his last question that he has for you is what is a good piece of advice to give somebody when starting to do loop station?
I would say if you have basics in beatbox, that will help you a lot. If you aim to actually do only vocal looping, if you have a drum machine, then you're fine. But like for me, I spent a whole year learning beatbox and looping at the same time, so I was not evolving very fast. So if you have already beatbox basics, I would say really learn like the basics, like the kick, the hi-hat, and one type of snare. Like it can be spit and can be like the K snare, can be the any type of snare. But as long as you have a drum kit to work with, it's gonna help you so much, because you will just have to learn how to loop, like be on the tempo, and use the effects. And if you really want to be a vocal loopers, especially, like take singing lessons if you are not good in singing before starting looping, because having a control of your voice can be really helpful, even if you use the effects, because some effects are triggered by the voice. So if you sing on pitch, then the effect's going to be on pitch as well. Yeah.
Solid piece of advice. And those were questions though from
My friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
Up next, we're gonna have some questions that have come in from the audience. So
Nice.
questions that have come in from the audience. Ilya, Mr. Heidfeld, definitely big ups to Heidfeld every time running the stream. We're gonna go and ask Crispy Looper, who's been watching, big ups to you, wants to know, what is your favorite genre to create on the loop station right now?
Honestly, it's boom bap rap. Like it's my style, I would say. So it's kind of like the same style as Mirsa, if you want to have like an idea. But for me, it's more like it's not the same artist I think we have inspiration from, because this style doesn't sound like me, but the basics are here. Like it's the same type of old school hip hop vibe. I really love that, like creating an instrumental and just rap on top of it. But I also really love to do other genre, like discovering new genre every time. But by what I'm hearing, it's mostly trap, drum and bass, and old school hip hop.
Solid answer. Another question coming in from the audience. He wants to, actually, Crispy Looper once again wants to know, is there who do you look up to right now in the loop station scene? Who's someone that you look up to as a looper?
Like looking his work, or like I saw him like coming to be like a.
Oh, I think the question was, so who introduced you to start looping? And you had said it's MB14 and Sorrow.
Yeah.
But other than them, currently, is there anybody you look up to their work? Anybody that you think inspires you to go and continue to push? Who
Honestly,
currently?
like I would say there is 5 people. I will name them because there's not only one. I will say I'm very admirative of the work of my homie KBA. Like I really love his work. It's very atmospheric. He always drive you in the place you want to drive you, if that's clear. Like in Wake Up, he really wants to make you like you're in the room with him, like not sleeping, watching the monsters around you. Like he's really good for that, and I'm really admirative of that. I really love the work of Micah as well. He won the Crossroad battle recently, and he's always like with a lot of energy in his performance, and that's very inspiring. Because yeah, he's always, even online, bringing the heat. You cannot not move on Micah's bit. So that's why I really want to face him in greatness if I have the opportunity to. Also my friend Galush, like I really love like all the emotions he put into his music, even into his covers, because most of the time people forgot that some covers we cover some songs because the meaning of the song is important for us. So you can also feel emotion through a cover, and like every piece my boy Galosh is making, I really feel something when I listen to it, like a really good emotion or a really sad emotion if you want to transmit a sad emotion. So he really inspires me a lot. And the other two, I don't really know them that much, but Dice, of course, like all the work he's putting, like every piece of looping he's currently putting in have a different vibe, but this is the construction of it is so clean. Like there is nothing imperfect into it. That's almost impressive, and that always motivate me to put more time into my looping and clean it, you know, in the way I want it to really sound almost perfect. And yeah, the last one is Sam Perry. I'm really like MB14 is a big inspiration, but when I discovered like Sam Perry performance at The Voice Australia, I really dive into his work afterward, and I really love like the energy, and it's very human. His performance is very human, almost like dub effects. You know, it's like he's putting his soul into the loop station, and you feel something with Sam Perry that you don't feel anywhere else. So yeah.
Sorry about that. Shout out to Sam Perry. Yeah, man crushed it, especially dropped by GBB and ran that blip battle as well. So, last question just came in from Austin Beak. Wants to know, what's your favorite second device, or thus far from what you've heard, what's your favorite second device that you've seen someone use?
Honestly, my favorite second device is like for my personal use. So that's not going to be a secret anymore, but I'm getting a TC Helicon, not the big one, but I'm a big fan of the TC Helicon because that keep the vocal aspect of the looping, but including some little more like some other features into it, like the auto tune, you have the harmonies, you have different things like this with the TC Helicon that I really like. Like for me, Alex is not suited for myself because it sounds really good. Like, to be honest, what Frosty is creating with it, or Entrix, or Epos, like though the track, the pieces they are making with it are incredible, but I think that's just not suited for me. So for me, that would be the TC Helicon devices.
All right. Solid answer again, and I'm looking forward to see what you create with that, man. Those are questions from our audience. Oh, actually, we'll get one from Clip though. Tonker wants to know, who do you think will win the solo GBB if you have to pick somebody?
Like the solo beatbox?
Yeah.
Oof. It's interesting because I was discussing that when Galush come by into my house like 2 weeks ago, and we agreed that we think together, like we discuss about it like a lot. Like my favorite artist right now, solo artist, is River or Footbox. Like they are kind of on the same level. But honestly, for GBB this year, I think Inertia have huge chances to win.
Yeah, he's been crushing it, and
Yeah.
he had that battle at the Beatbox house party, and he's just been pushing it, and he seems pretty confident. I had him on the show a little while ago.
Yeah,
He seems
and I say
confident.
that because me and Galush heard him live in Great North 2019, so we know what he's capable of
Yeah, man's
live, and
nasty.
he's so good.
Man, it's
So, yeah.
nasty. Those are questions though from our audience. Jeez. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about before we jump off, man? 'Cause-
I don't know, to be honest. I'm just really happy to be a part of that community. It's been a blast since the beginning, since I was introduced to the Canadian Beatbox family at Great North. Meeting everyone was so nice. Yeah, like I remember like in Montreal Beatbox Championship, the first beatboxers I met, the first one I met was Big Dave. I talked to him a lot through Discord, and then I met Cream. I met Black, who's now Francis. I met Kenson. And yeah, after that at Great North, I met so many more people like DJ Bean. Now it's TMJ. I really have a good time with him backstage, like playing Smash and stuff. Like it was crazy. Yeah, like V-Lane, Helisty, like I really love to be a part of that community because we are all like friends almost with each other. Like, of course, there is some people that will not, that the fusion will not like be perfect, but to be honest, like there is not that much disrespect from what I saw. Like we are just all supportive about each other. It's great. It's a great community. You know, I miss hanging out with the Canadian Beatbox family, you know, at the restaurant before the event, like just doing the jams and stuff. I think you feel the same way, but I really miss that a lot.
I'm also big sad about how things are right now, but everybody has their woes and trials and tribulations, and by sooner than later, I'm gonna make something happen, and it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. It's been too long.
Gotta happen.
I haven't seen people's lovely faces in a long time live, so it's gotta happen sometime soon. But I agree with you, and I will say too, from the Canadian scene, it's been nice to have you here and representing and pushing and giving an opening for people, you know, with you and Nick and guys like go down the list, Hatchie and the Mouthpiece, you know, like to go and have people, Chris Fernandez. I can go down the list. I'm going to miss people, but in general, having people pushing the loop station scene here, I love to see people getting after the loop station and practicing it more. And you guys are shedding light for Canada, so.
And I really hope, like with Clip, we can maybe have new faces coming in next championships. You know, because
100%.
I saw there is some Canadians on the Clip server, so I really hope they will join the Can champs or just come to watch and, you know, met the family before, like if they are not confident enough to go on the stage, you know. I really hope, like, I really hope that on the next live event, I go into the crowd and you know, I saw some loopers that are like, oh, yo, that's Rime from Clip, and, you know, chatting with them and meet them in person. You know, that's something I really want to do at some point.
Hey, you're doing the right steps to go and make that happen. So keep up the good work. Aside from that, man, where can people go and follow your journey? Where can people go and support you? I know you have a YouTube channel and Instagram. Where can people go and follow you up?
So there is a YouTube channel, RIME Beatbox. So I'm gonna start uploading new songs, covers, remixes. I made recently with only my sustain pedal, and once I have my new setup, I'm gonna keep posting new songs, new tracks I'm working on. I really want to be more active on my YouTube actually, because I'm posting like maybe a song a month or every 2 months. So I'm gonna try to be more active if I can, if I have the time to record and do an editing and stuff. And you can also follow me on Instagram. This is Remy Rhyme Jofra. It is in the description, I think, of that live stream. And you can also follow the Clip Loop community on Instagram. And on the Instagram bio, you have everything you need to know about. Like there is the YouTube, there is the merch, there is the Discord, like the link to join the Discord server. And yeah, I really hope I'm gonna see people joining the server, because I'm not that active on the jams, because with the events going on, I have a lot of work to do as well. But yeah, like basically you can follow me YouTube, Instagram, and follow the Clip server.
All right, man. Very well done. I've been happy to have you on the show. Hope you had a good time. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in person, and you know, get to go and hang out actually and say what up and see you on stage smashing it up on the loop station. So
Yeah.
big ups to jumping on. But with that, this has been episode 73, Beyond the Beats, Swiss Beatbox, coming at you live and direct with the podcast. This was RIME from Canada, representing by way of France, but representing for Canada, Loopstation Champion over here, representing for the Clip as well. Go and check out Clip Discord server. The battles are going on. There's the 505 battle. There's also 505, and then there's the 5 versus 5 if you guys want to jump on there. He'll be one of the captains, so try to get your wild cards in and see if you can join that battle. Overall, big ups to you. Look out for new music. I know that you put out some stuff and you're making new music with Galouche as well. We had him on and he was talking about it, so track coming out there. Grab yourself some Clip merchandise, all that good stuff. And at the end of the day, thank you for jumping on once again, man. It's good to go and have you part of the family.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, call your friends and family. Tell them you love them. Spend some time making sure the people that you love know it. And at the end of the day, keep that beatbox and loop station sword very, very sharp and pushing the scene. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Beyond the Beats. It's your boy, Scott Jackson. I'm going to jump out of here like that. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. With that being said, that's time.